Hello, everyone. My name's Evil Spirit, and welcome to the Vulture Culture Podcast, the only podcast where,
Everyone is an all-star.
yeah, you
The
get,
only podcast, and that's it.
yep,
It's
that's
the only one.
it. I am joined, of course, today with my two co-hosts, or two other hosts, however you want to pronounce it, RoxyReviews and Sirsplaysalot.
I'm
Hello.
excited because Shrek is literally my favorite series of movies.
Uh, all right. So, I guess my question is for everybody. How are you guys doing today?
I partook in a science experiment where I had to watch TikTok for 10 consecutive minutes.
Did your brain rot or anything?
I feel like I got a concussion.
Oh God.
That's what happened. That's normal. How about you, Sir? Plays a lot. Sir, play a lot.
I'm doing pretty good.
That's good. That's
I'll be
good.
watching Spirit.
Oh,
I'll be
sorry.
watching Spirited Away for the first time later.
Oh, that would be cool. That's cool. That's a good movie.
Yeah. Hopefully it lives up to the hype.
I mean, I think it does. It's been a while since I actually watched Spirited Away. I'm doing pretty well. I just started up Ocarina of Time for the first time. Did the Great Deku Tree, and so far I am really enjoying the game. So hopefully the rest of the game continues with this quality that it started off with. So yeah. Well, for everybody who's watching at home or listening, however way you watch this episode, um, today we are talking about Shrek, and I'm going to read an excerpt from the Wikipedia page. Shrek is a 2001 American animated fantasy comedy film loosely based on the 1990s children's picture book Shrek by William Steig, directed by Andrew Adamson and Vicky Jensen, written by Elliott, Terry Rossio, Joe Stillman, and Roger S.H. Schulman. It is the first installment in the Shrek film series. The film stars Mike Myers, Eddie Murphy, Cameron Diaz, and John Lithgow. In the film, an embittered ogre named Shrek, played by Mike Myers, sorry, finds his home in the
Michael Myers, the guy from Halloween.
yeah, him. He's in this movie. Finds his home in the swamp, overrun by fairy tale creatures, vanquished by the obsessive ruler Lord Farquaad. With the help of Donkey, Shrek makes a pact with Farquaad, to rescue Princess Fiona in exchange for regaining control of his swamp. That is a Wikipedia excerpt, read word for word. So yeah, I guess obviously the first question is, when was like the first time anybody's watched Shrek? We'll start with Roxy and go down the line.
Sorry. The first time I watched, well, the first time I watched Shrek was actually like at a family member's house. I think it was just on TV one time, and I was like, "Oh, look, it's Shrek!" Because I think I had already seen Shrek 4 at that point, but I didn't remember it, and I don't know why Shrek 4 is the first one that I ever saw.
Mm-hmm.
But
you watched it.
That's what happened.
All right. Sir plays a lot. I keep calling you Sir. Plays a lot.
Weirdly enough, I can't remember the first time I watched Shrek 1. Though
Uh,
I do remember seeing the second movie before it.
We're all watching them in the wrong order.
well, funny enough, actually, the first time I ever watched Shrek 1 was actually in a hotel room while I was on vacation. And what makes it even weirder was I think I watched Shrek 2 in a car ride the day before.
Jesus Christ!
I know!
None of us have watched the series in the right order.
And you know that just makes it. That's just gonna make the next Shrek watch, like the next time we ever talk about Shrek, even funnier, because we're gonna be like, yeah, we watched this one first. Anyways, so okay, so weirdly enough, before
Well, thankfully, none of us have watched Shrek the Third first.
yeah, that is true.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I have the McDonald. My family has the McDonald's Shrek the Third cups.
I remember owning like an Arthur toy in that movie.
I want to actually ask you guys a question. So do you guys know where you can watch Shrek One? Like
I have
Peacock.
it on
Peacock.
DVD.
I watched it
I
on.
also have the
Oh, sorry.
4-movie DVD set.
Funny thing is,
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
last night I was trying to see where I could watch Shrek, and for the life of me, I could not like. I was like, what? Peacock? Like that's the same thing that has Megamind on it, like the Doom Syndicate movie, obviously because they're owned by the same company. But like that was just I don't know. It feels weird that it's not on anything else other than Peacock. I get like they're
I
owned.
know. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say I know they're owned by DreamWorks, but like I would think like they put it on Netflix or something.
I
I
think it
know.
was
Yeah, I
on
was gonna say
Netflix at some point.
yeah, it was on Netflix a couple months ago, I think.
Oh, did they? Oh, I guess they pulled it off. All right. Well, um, honestly, I want to ask you guys about the animations. Do you think that the animation aged, or do you think it still looks good?
I
It
mean,
looks.
the background
It
people have
looks.
aged, but everything else looks great.
I think. I think it looks like. I think it looks good, but it looks. You know what it looks like? It looks like an unfinished modern movie. Like it hasn't been fully rendered yet.
Hmm. I
I
I
guess
get
because
that.
modern movies are like so detailed now.
Like,
This one's
oh, sorry. Go
well,
ahead.
it's still detailed, but not quite to the same extent as say Toy Story 4, where it's so realistic.
Hmm. I I was very wary going into this film because I was scared. It was kind of like Toy Story 1 to me. Like I was like kind of scared. Like, oh, it's not gonna look as good as. I mean, Toy Story 4 is a good example, but I was like, oh, it's not gonna look good as you remember. But like I watched it and I was like, oh no, it still looks good. It's just yeah, some of the background people looked a little odd comparably, and some of like the other fairy tale characters that weren't animals. It was really just the humans, but I know that really just has to do with animation over time. Um, okay, so now that we talked about the
Genuinely, on the topic of, sorry, I was just gonna say on the topic of how the humans look in the movie, Fiona is genuinely hotter as an ogre.
I mean, I can see that. I can see that argument. Um, I was thinking it was weird that this movie, like, because when watching it, this movie had a lot more cuss words than I remembered. Like, genuine. Like, I mean, I'm no stooge about it or anything like that, but I am saying it was weird watching this movie and then hearing like Shrek say ass and like it was so
Donkey said, "Damn."
yeah, like I was so shocked. And again, not trying to be like a stooge or anything, but like it very much like caught me off guard. Cause like I
Well,
mean,
they even said "damn" in the Shrek 5 casting announcement.
yeah, I know that. And I was like, okay, well, in my opinion, I'm like, oh well that's kinda to be expected because, it's been a couple years since Shrek 1 came out. The people who watched Shrek when they were young, they're older now, or I guess they're ogre now, but it's like so I wouldn't be so drawn off, but like I was drawn off here because I was like, man, they really did say they really did just kind of go, huh, they just
I
cussed,
I really respect that they did that.
yeah,
Like they didn't do a Smurfs thing
huh.
and go, "What the Shrek?"
Oh god, that would have
That would be annoying.
yeah. But back to Shrek 1. Does I was just surprised. So I guess the question will be now, what how do we rank the humor of Shrek 1? Like where would we rank it on a scale of 1 to 10? Roxy, we'll start with you.
I think the humor is really good. I mean, a lot of the humor comes from the line delivery.
Mhm.
I think the way the actors say their lines is really funny. Which, by the way, you know that none of them are in the same booth.
Really?
Like they all recorded their
Oh,
lines
really?
separately. Like from my awareness, The uh fuck, what's his name? The guy who played Lord Farquaad. He was like,
John
yeah, so I
Lithgow.
wasn't I was yeah. He was like, I wasn't with any of the other voice actors recording except for the guy who played the gingerbread man because he was reading the lines off, but he did such a good job that they just gave him the role.
Oh, that is kind of. I guess it's also kind of weird because I watched this movie. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Sir Playlock. You go ahead. Talk. You can talk about the humor. I'll bring up what I was going to say later. My bad.
Oh yeah,
Oh, sorry.
it's
One
pretty
other
good.
thing about the
That's it. Don't have
Hmm.
much to add.
I was just gonna say one other thing I find funny about the movie. It's just a fucking middle finger to Disney.
Mm-hmm. And just
Yep.
fairy tales in general, really. Like, I mean, especially Disney, because like Snow
Especially
White.
Disney with how Duloc is modeled after Disney World,
Mm-hmm.
and
Michael
Farquaad is
Eisner is
modeled
Lord Farquaad.
after Michael Eisner.
That is true. Like, I do think what makes this movie even better, in my opinion, is the amount of times this movie just took like a middle finger to Disney. But not only just that, like just fairy tales in general, where it's like, oh well, I'm supposed to be like this, and then Shrek's just like, yeah, well, you're not. Fuck off. We're doing this. I'm not in the mood.
It's
I'm
like
not in the mood to fuck with this. I'm just not. And it's so
uh,
funny.
so it's a reversal of Beauty and the Beast
Mm-hmm.
at the end.
And I
Because
really.
here's the thing. Here's the
Oh, go
thing.
ahead.
Ha- having the monster character turn human, boo. Having the human character become a monster, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. And I think what makes this movie even.
Also,
Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I was just gonna say one other thing about Michael Eisner. I find it funny that they not only made him the villain, but they made that villain a Nazi.
Mm-hmm. Basically. I was going to bring up about the gingerbread man, but I guess I should go over the comedy first. I like the comedy in this
That's
movie a
me
lot.
getting interrogated by Elon Musk in 2 years.
Jesus. What makes the comedy work in this movie versus like honestly just any comedy that really comes out now? What makes this one?
Well, Shrek was so influential. Like every animated movie that came out for years tried to be the next Shrek.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely know that because I
Well, in
mean,
terms of
Like Shark
America, Studio Ghibli did their own thing.
mm-hmm,
Meanwhile,
yeah, and thank God they did because I'd rather them just do something that isn't just oh, raunchy uh, story about fucking the wild or whatever. Like it's like what makes this movie so
which
good and humor. Like the humor not only made me laugh, but it also kind of made me like this movie kind of made me think about like tropes and all the other bullshit. And it does have like the
yeah,
characters break up at one point, but like it's not too annoying. I guess is like the
done
word.
well compared to
it
most other
actually
movies
Mm-hmm.
that do
it
it.
actually serves the story. My only issue with that is the fact that it's really forced dialogue wise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
He's
agree
like,
with
where
that.
it's like, you heard what I said? Every word. No, you fucking didn't. What are you talking about?
I think he meant mostly just the words that matter. Which I mean, to be fair, he did think Fiona called him a fucking horrible monster or an ugly monster.
But
But yeah, no, I agree. But the comedy in this
it's
movie is good. I was going to bring up the Gingerbread Man. Honestly, like I think I really did watch Shrek 2. What was the one where? Okay, hold on. Where was like the one where the gingerbread man turned huge? Wasn't that Shrek 2 or was that Shrek the
Yeah, it was
that
third?
Shrek
wasn't
too.
him. But it was a different gingerbread man. But that was Shrek too.
Okay, I was just making sure. But like when they shown in this movie, like the like gingerbread man. Honestly, I don't know why, but like a lot of like the tertiary characters, like gingerbread man, like Pinocchio, they don't really like they don't do anything in the story. And then like later on they would like in Shrek 2. That's like
Well,
just an
yeah,
example.
because they just exist. They basically just exist to be fairy tale creatures. Lord Farquaad discriminates
Yeah,
against in this
exactly.
first movie.
Yeah. For his perfect world, which honestly,
And
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to make a joke, but I was like, no, it's
No, it's
no.
it's good. It's good. Um, I was gonna
Oh,
bring.
I was gonna say, just like Elon Musk and
No,
Donald
I
Trump,
knew. Oh
Lord Farquaad
no.
only improves the world by dying.
But like, so what makes this so much more?
It's better.
I was going to say what makes it so much more unique in this movie is just the fact that it seems like they actually did try, you know? Like in other animated movies they don't try as much as they do now. And in this movie it felt like they did actually care about what they were making. Because like, I mean,
Yeah, and like the oh sorry.
oh, go ahead. No, you go right ahead.
So once again, this movie started the whole trend of dance party endings in movies. But here's the thing: it works in the Shrek movies because once again, it's a middle finger to Disney. So ending the movie with just like a dance party instead of a traditional song,
Mhm.
I think is a great.
Yeah,
You know, they're
Well,
making
same with
fun of.
having
They're
pop
making fun of
songs
it,
throughout
and,
instead of
and
musical numbers.
yeah,
Mhm.
and like once again, I will always in the Shrek sequels also ending like that, I think is perfectly fine because the first movie also did that. That's like a
Mhm.
Shrek tradition. I think it's fine that Shrek does it because one, it worked in the first movie. Two, it's a series staple. But like when other movies do
I
it, I'm
don't
just
think the
like,
third movie did it.
Oh, did the third movie
I
not have that?
I don't remember and I don't care enough about Shrek the
No, it
Third
just
because
ends
Shrek.
with the montage of Shrek and Fiona taking care of their kids,
Oh. Oh,
Oh
that's
yeah, it
stupid.
does. It does. You're right.
That's stupid.
just proving even more how worthless Shrek the Third
Well,
is.
Shrek the Third doesn't even start with the storybook like the other ones.
Mm-mm. Man,
Yeah,
it
that
just
too.
Man, it really is just like a middle finger to the entire franchise it's based on. Hmm.
Shrek the Third is to Shrek what Shrek is to Disney.
Exactly. But um, real quick, just back to the character, 'cause I forgot to finish off my point. Yeah, it's just crazy that this movie they introduced characters that later on would play way bigger into the story because like they are just, as Roxy said, it's like they're just there to kind of be um additions or like background
They are
characters.
pretty funny though.
They are
Like
funny.
they make jokes about like what the characters are
Hmm.
in fairy tales and nursery rhymes and stuff, and I think the jokes they make with them are fantastic.
I think what makes it even funnier is the fact that there's the little bear and the daddy bear, and there's no mama bear. So I'm
Yeah.
wondering, like, what the
Well, no,
fuck?
there is
Well,
a
we saw
mom
her
bear at the
earlier, but
beginning.
Farquaad killed her, made her to a rug.
Yeah, we see her as a
Oh,
rug in Lord Farquaad's castle during the scene where he gets an erection. And like once again,
that's
okay,
horrible.
I say once again, I haven't said it yet. In that scene where Lord Farquaad gets an erection, you can literally see a lump rise up in his sheets. They
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
animated it.
yeah. No, I knew that because it's such a
I think
rant.
the only reason that's funny is because they actually took the effort to animate that.
They really
It's
were just
it's
like,
it,
let's.
Someone
that
was
that
paid to
scene did
do
not
that.
need to be in the movie at all, but I think the fact that it is funny and it's pretty non-obtrusive because it's like 30 seconds long.
And no, it's not even that. It's like a couple seconds. You could barely see it, and then like he lifts up the blanket because
Oh
he.
no, I just mean the entire bedroom scene is
Mhm.
just like it's like 30
Oh yeah,
seconds
yeah,
long.
yeah. It's not even that. Like yeah, it's relatively short, kind of like someone else. That
Dude,
leads
Lord,
to the.
Lord Farquaad in that scene is how I'm looking when I watch Puss in Boots 2 and
Oh,
Death shows up.
oh God. Speaking of short things, shall we talk about the main villain of this movie, and then we could talk about the other characters? Because I feel like this movie's main villain
Yeah,
really just doesn't do a lot. Anyways, you can go. We'll start with Roxy and go down the line again. So go ahead, Roxy.
he really what?
Oh, I was just saying he really like is not shown all that much. As in, like, you see him
Yeah,
a
I mean he
little
has
bit.
little screen time.
Maybe that was it.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the joke. God,
that's the joke.
I should have
You
known.
got it.
No, but the actual thing is like from a story perspective, he basically just needs to serve he needs to serve his job as like a plot device to get Shrek and Fiona to meet, and then also as a threat to their relationship after they meet and bond with each other. And when you consider that and the fact that whenever he is in the movie, which isn't much, but whenever he is in the movie, he's really funny. I think they did a fantastic job with him.
Mm-hmm. He is funny with what we will see of him. You
Yeah,
go
he
ahead.
is funny.
You go right ahead. What do you think about Lord Farquaad, Sirsplaysalot?
Yeah, he's a good villain. Like, not intimidating on his own, but he serves his purpose as being like a wedge
Hmm.
between Shrek and Fiona.
I agree. What I was just gonna say was I think it's just I don't know like because like I know there's like a whole meme culture behind him. Like his name is literally just fuckwad. If nobody got the joke of me what I was just saying there, it kept accidentally
And
calling
he
him
looks
Lord
like
Fuckwad.
Markiplier.
Yeah, and he looks like Markiplier, the E meme, and all that stuff. But like he appears in the movie, and he does say some iconic stuff. I mean, and so on and so forth. If you're,
Some of you may die, but it's a
But it's a
sacrifice I'm
sacrifice
living.
I am willing to make.
I love that line so fucking much. It's so funny. Like, cause it's like, cause like on one hand it's like, oh well, I mean he's sacrificing something. No, he's not. He just doesn't care that these fucking poor people who are going after Fiona is gonna die. And I get that's
And
the
like
joke,
once
but it's
again,
even funnier.
it's pretty unsubtle, but Lord Farquaad is a fascist. He's the Shrek universe's equivalent of Hitler
I mean,
for
like,
fairy tale creatures.
yeah, like because he discriminates against them. I mean, you could like they could have honestly, if they wanted to, they could have completely fleshed that out and be like, well, these are.
I think they drew the comparison enough with him
Mhm.
discriminating and putting them in a camp, and
Yeah, no, I know they did. I was just
yeah,
saying, like, they could have, if they wanted to, they could have definitely done, like, oh, well, look, this guy's, like, horrible, and we need to stand up against the oppressor. I mean, they do that enough. Like, they beat the fuck out of him, and everybody cheers and stuff, but it's like, they still could have done something completely. They could have completely made it way more serious, but they didn't. Instead, they made it more comedical, which I'm fine with, because
Well, it wouldn't have fit the tone of the movie.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I know like honestly it's kind of weird because like you know honestly most villains in Disney movies are like these intimidating larger than life creatures like Maleficent, Hades, what's that one villain from fucking Mulan? God, why can't I remember his name? Um the main villain Mulan. Like, these are larger than life villains that like
And then
actually
Lord and then Lord and
and
then
then
Lord Farquaad is basically done with the same approach as Dr. Cortex from Crash
yeah,
Bandicoot.
he's a
As in
small.
they don't take him seriously.
Yeah, he's just a
But he is
small
still a
little
threat.
guy. Yeah, he's a small little guy, but he's still a threat. And they could have easily just made it that, but they didn't. Instead, they actually made it something unique and different. Like it's not because in most Disney movies, the villain's larger than life, and like you're supposed to fear him. In this movie, you're laughing at him because he's so silly and ridiculous. But that works for Shrek because Shrek's a comedy, and I mean, like, there's funnier moments in Disney movies, of course, but like in this movie, I think it's just really funny seeing the characters. Like, they're like, "Oh, we got this big threat to stop," and it's literally just Lord fucking Farquaad. Even like when he rides in on the horse, it's funny because he's like,
And he has fake legs
"Yeah, he
and
has fake
arms.
legs." It's like,
I didn't even notice the fake arms until like my recent rewatching.
yeah, whenever he gets off the horse and like there's the fake arms and legs. I just thought that was
And
hilarious.
like the fact that at the wedding he has like signs that force the audience
Mm-hmm.
to
Oh,
to
yeah,
say things. And whenever
Yeah,
and whenever
that's a
he
callback
and
from
whenever
earlier when they're in
yeah,
the
and then
arena.
also when he's planning the tournament with all the knights, he says round up some guests. Like he's literally forcing people to watch.
Yeah, it's funny, and like that's what makes this movie so good. It like with the villain, it's like you're not supposed to, like Lord Farquaad, you're not supposed to fear him. Like nobody's like, oh my god, is Shrek gonna be okay? He's a little guy. He's not doing much. He's like what's his name from Austin Powers, Doctor No. No, who's like the main villain of Austin
Doctor
Powers?
Evil, who's played by Mike Myers.
Exactly. No, wait, wasn't
Was that an intentional
what
comparison you drew
was
because of Mike Myers, or
was Mike?
was it
Because
not?
Mike Myers is Austin Powers.
Yeah, I was about to say Mike.
He's also Doctor Evil.
Is he also Doctor Evil? Oh, hold on.
Yes.
One IMDb search later.
Yeah, he is played by Mike Myers. He is played by Mike Myers. I did not. Oh my gosh, does he actually have gray hair now? No. I was about to say I saw him do something recently. Not going to say what he's done recently, but like I was about to say he does not have gray hair. But anyways, no, this movie just does a great job making the villain like so unintimidating, yet so funny at the same time. They didn't have to make Darth Vader.
You don't need to have a villain who's completely serious.
Yeah, exactly. You just need.
I mean, you'll definitely hear me say that again soon enough in my upcoming Kung Fu Dino Posse video.
Oh yeah, that video.
Oh, that.
I was gonna make a joke and be like, don't say it, but I don't think Roxy remembers. Damn it. Anyway, since let's get off the topic of Lord Farquaad, I think we kind of said our piece about him. So now let's talk about Donkey. What's our opinions on
Donkey?
The little donkey?
Oh, he's actually the best in the Shrek series in the first movie.
I would agree with that. Even though I do like him in Shrek 2 whenever he's fucking talking. It's like, we there yet? He's like, are we there yet? And then Shrek's like, no!
Oh, yeah, Mexican food! My favorite!
In the first movie, he's a crucial character to the plot.
Exactly. Yeah. He does like a... Okay, Roxy, we'll start with you. Like, what do you like about Donkey? And then we'll go down the line again.
Well, first off, I think he's one of those characters where it's like an annoying character, but like annoying in a way that doesn't bother you, but you can understand why the other
annoying to the characters, but not the audience.
It's a really hard balance to get right, but when you do, it's great.
Hell of a boss. Anyway, sorry, who said that?
What do you mean? Blitz is the most obnoxious character in all of fiction, and I would like to shoot him in the face.
Oh myself. My god! Blow his head off. Anyways, continue. Do you have anything else you want to say about Donkey, or we ready to move on to Sirsplaysalot real quick?
It should have been me, not him, in regards to Dragon.
You go ahead, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I do agree. Donkey's like the most crucial part of Shrek. In Shrek 1, he's most crucial to that movie's plot because Shrek wouldn't even know where Duloc is without him. Also, I really like their friendship together. It feels very natural with how they play off each other and bond.
And them bonding is one what gets Shrek to start opening up, but it's also what gets Fiona to start opening up to him. Instead of just pretending to be.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Instead of just going, "Oh, I'm the princess, and I wanna." I need a knight in shining armor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I was gonna say this. If you don't have anything else to add, Sirsplaysalot. Man, that was a really good deck. Sorry. You got anything else you want to add, or are you good?
Where were they?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add.
I guess I'll say this. I like how in the beginning of the movie, when Shrek and Donkey are, like when Shrek asks Donkey, he's like, "Don't you think I'm a scary giant ogre?" or something like that. He's like, no, he asked him like, he's like, "What do you think of me?" And then like he looks up and down and he's like, "You're really tall." He's like, "No!" It's just so funny.
I'm a terrifying ogre. Doesn't that bother you?
No.
He can also be.
Really?
Oh, another thing. He can also be really dense while not coming off as like too stupid. Like the whole onion scene doesn't get the metaphor.
Miniature beast of burden.
No,
you dense, irritating miniature beast of burden.
I love that you bring up the onion.
By the way, how's my Shrek impression?
Amazing. I love how you bring up the onion thing, because one of my favorite scenes of this movie was when Shrek was talking about how ogres have layers, and Donkey was like, "Yeah, but onions are like really smell. You're like a cake." And then fucking Shrek just goes, "No, I'm not a cake. No, I'm an onion." End of discussion.
I don't care what everyone likes. Ogres.
Yeah, it's
not
an
like
internalized. It's an internalized case of thinking that everybody needs to hate him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, just that layer scene was funny. And then also when Donkey's like, "Oh, I'll distract the dragon," and then like the dragon falls in love with them. I thought that was hilarious.
I mean, how could I mean if Eddie Murphy did that to you, how could you not feel the same
I
way?
mean, true. If if Eddie Murphy was trying to distract me from um Shrek
Murdering
saving,
him, I
yeah,
guess.
I love how this movie just does such a good job with the comedy. The comedy in this movie is absolutely hysterical, and like Donkey's like a lot of it, like just the fucking remarks he makes, the like, it's just I don't know, it's
But
just
I am
great.
outside.
I thought I told you to stay outside. I am outside.
No, me.
Yeah, the fucking. Let's watch that again. And Shrek's like, no, no, we are not watching that again. Oh, and there was something else too. Oh,
I like the part where Shrek goes, "Well, that isn't very nice. It's just a donkey," and then
yeah,
Donkey is confused as well.
yeah. Doggy's like, the fuck are you talking about? It's just so great. They do such a great job with the comedy in this movie. It's honestly shocking. And like again, Eddie Murphy playing as Donkey is the reason for it. For me, for like a lot of the scenes, he's funny, and a lot of the reactions Shrek's have just make it even funnier. Because it'll go
Yeah,
from like,
well, like genuinely, I think a lot of the like on top of the actual jokes, I genuinely think that most of the humor in the movie isn't even from the jokes. Which, mind you, there are a lot and they're great, but I think most of the humor comes from the line delivery. It's perfect.
yeah, like I mean the like in
Yeah,
Donkey,
that's what you get with perfect casting,
yeah, I
and
mean,
not Chris Pratt as Mario.
oh no, we
You
don't
know
need to
that
do that.
you know that they actually you know that originally they did just get Mike Myers to do the lines and then nothing else, but then Mike Myers was like, "Hey, can I do these lines in a different accent?" And they had to
Oh yeah,
reanimate the movie,
I
but
knew
it's
that.
there.
I think the reason because of that is because he was reminded of his childhood, where his mom would read him bedtime stories in a Scottish accent.
Oh yeah, that's sweet. Um, Another thing I was going to bring up was this movie, like with Eddie Murphy playing as Donkey. I think what makes that even better is just the fact that I don't know, like, because I think Eddie Murphy just does such a memorable performance. I can't see anybody else as Donkey, like at all. Like
Yeah,
I
no, I'm completely with you. I genuinely I mean, not that I. Here's the thing. I'm not. I would rather like when an actor dies, I would rather have another person play the character than just
offing him.
yeah than either writing out or killing the character. Like okay, if you've ever seen Mulan 2, terrible movie, but he's not in it, but the guy who plays Mushu in it does a really good impression. So if that guy's still alive and you need to recast Donkey for whatever reason, definitely get that guy.
Mm-hmm. Or just anybody who can just replicate the vocal range. I mean, like, because that's the thing with Megamind 2.
Wait,
Like, the biggest issue was the fact that Megamind 2 didn't bring back Will Ferrell or David Cross, and instead they replaced the voice actors, and it was completely off-putting. That movie just sucks, but, like, I mean, that's a big reason why a lot of people were very much not excited for that movie. Go ahead, Sir Blakeslot. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I think the guy who played Megamind in that movie also played Blue in Foster's Home.
Hmm. And, like, that's, like, another thing. It's just, like, I think one of the biggest things was when you cast for a movie like Shrek or any comedy movie, they normally like back then, and they don't do this now, but like back then they normally just went for people who had just a good vocal range to where they could play anybody and like you wouldn't know it's them. But now it's like, oh well, let's get Chris Pratt or let's get Jack Black or let's get
Aquafina.
Aquafina or let's get this
So
character or that guy or whatever. super annoying.
So I find it funny that people are like genuinely really upset and they're like, "Oh, well, they kissed Zendaya and Shrek 5 because she's a celebrity." I'm like, so is everybody else in these fucking movies. What do you,
Like I'm
you know what I
I'm
mean?
not
Yeah,
really
like
even mad that
what are you
Zendaya's
people
in this
talking
movie.
about?
I'm not really even mad Zendaya's in this movie. I don't think she's a bad actor. Zendaya's gonna be
Yeah,
like,
I think she can do it.
Yeah,
yeah,
she can do it. Um,
definitely.
if not, I'm gonna not like her for her performance, and that's
Yeah.
the right reason to not like
And
an
not and not
actor.
and not go, she isn't white, kill her.
No, oh my god. Or like even like I think one of the best examples is like a lot of people were talking about how Chris Pratt's and everything. And I'm like, Chris Pratt can be good in other movies. It's just who he has to play as. Like, I mean, he does a great job as Star Lord. So it's like, or Emmett, or, all these other characters. It's like, yes, he can play other people. He doesn't have to just be Star Lord or Emmett or whoever the fuck. Like, that's like my biggest problem with like people now is just like, or not just people now, but like, people
I think another
who
another
criticize the
difference
movie.
is between like for the case of Emma, he's like a sounds like a regular ordinary guy who doesn't need like a distinct voice.
Hmm.
The
That
problem with
moment when the
having him
one role
voice
that
Mario is
moment when
that
the one
Mario
voice
does have
acting
a
role.
distinct voice.
I think
Like
that's.
we all
I was
know
gonna
what
say
Mario
that
sounds
moment
like.
when the
Oh, sorry.
that
Just to
moment
have
when the
Mario
one
come in
voice
the big
acting
screen and
role.
be like, hey, what's up, guys?
Sorry.
It's a me, Mario." It's like that doesn't fit.
That one
Like,
moment when that moment when the one voice acting role you have that you actually fit is generic guy.
Hmm. I mean, I was gonna even bring up the fact that like within with okay, I know we're getting off topic of Shrek here, but I want to just bring it up like with the fact that the Legend of Zelda is getting a movie, and like a lot of people are like, oh my god, who's gonna play Link? And it's like I don't want Link to talk, so I would rather Link not fucking talk. If people are like, oh, but Link.
That would be like that would be like making a Crash Bandicoot movie where Crash talks.
Well, like at least you can say for. I mean, but yeah, I mean, actually, I agree with that comparison because he can't talk. Like that's the entire thing. Is like Crash doesn't talk. Neither does
or sometimes he
Link.
does. Like, boy, I just flew in for the new ruins level. And boy, my arm's tired. Ah!
Or like
Okay, but like here's the thing, Crash. They hadn't fully established him as a character at that point, and also that was terrible anyway.
Funny, terrible.
with Link you can say like, oh well, Link has a voice, he grunts, and it's like, yeah, he's grunting because he's climbing a fucking
Yeah,
mountain.
it's like saying, oh well, Crash Bandicoot goes whoa sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
no.
doesn't have any line. He doesn't say anything else.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, and like I didn't even realize this. A little thing, and then we'll go right back to Shrek. I promise. One more Zelda thing. I played Link's to the Past for the Game Boy Advance, and funny thing about that game, Link talks. Like he actually he doesn't talk, but like he makes noises, and I find that
I think
super
for
weird.
that they reuse voice clips from Ocarina of Time.
Yes, yes they do. I could tell, and I find it so funny that they do that. But anyways, okay. So back to Shrek. I guess we can talk about Fiona, who I also
I was gonna say Cameron Diaz as Fiona.
yeah, we can talk about Fiona. Roxy, you go ahead. You go first.
Yeah, no, she's great. I liked it. I liked it. So one, she's conditioned to think that it needs to be a certain way, even though she doesn't fit in that way. And as she interacts with Shrek, that's how she's able to open up. And also, Shrek thinks that she's just going to be a whiny ass bitch. But like once she feels comfortable enough to open up, she's actually equally as disgusting as he is.
And I
And
oh sorry, go ahead. My bad.
and then but the conditioning she has to be this perfect beautiful princess is still there. So she's self-loathing as well about being an ogre.
Yeah, And I think
And I like that they even foreshadow it, so it doesn't just come out of nowhere because like literally the mirror goes, "Well, I should mention the thing that happens at night."
and Lord Fox
And they
was
also
like,
like
"Go
cover
ahead."
in like shadows during the night scene with Shrek and Donkey
Hmm.
opening up.
And I like that. I like that this
Like you
movie.
can just
Oh,
barely
sorry.
see her.
Yeah, like they
And
do tease
while
it.
also noticing that something's slightly off.
Hmm.
The lighting hides the fact that she's green, but at the same time, I mean,
You do.
Same time you have a
like
fire, which makes it look like she has her
her
normal
head
skin
shape is
tone.
her
Mhm.
head shape is completely off.
I
You're like, what the fuck?
I think like what like kind of makes you get thrown off is the fact that Fiona was like, "Oh, we got to stop for the night. I'm gonna go sleep in here. Good night, guys." And then they're like, "Okay, just why are we stopping here? Like, why don't we just keep walking? Like, because then you're kind of like in your head, you're like, something's not right. I just can't put my finger on it." But then it turns out that she's an ogre too. You go ahead now, Sirsplaysalot. I bet for talking.
I mentioned some of the stuff I liked,
Yeah.
which again with the burping, which is a subversion of what you expect from a princess,
Hmm.
as well as the kung fu,
The kung fu cracked me up so much.
which
The Kung Fu Dino Posse?
No, no,
no,
not again. Anyways, go ahead.
and let's see, I'm trying to think of stuff to say about her, but it all relates to 2 and 4.
Hmm.
Not much for this movie. So you go ahead.
I will say what I
Well,
really.
okay. Oh, sorry.
Okay. I was just going.
I was just gonna
Oh,
say
go ahead.
something I think is really good that this movie gets right is the fact that like, okay, so as much as I love Shrek 2 and 4, and I do think Shrek 2 is the best Shrek movie, it does feel like Fiona and Donkey get a little bit sidelined in favor of Shrek, which is fine. Which is fine. They're still in the movie and they still are important. But Shrek takes center stage. The first movie, all four, and by four I'm also including Lord Farquaad, all four of them are very important. The movie cannot function if you remove one of them.
Mm, yeah. What I was going to say was I do like Fiona in this movie as well, and I do think she's enjoyable, especially when she's interacting with Shrek. I do love the fact that like Shrek takes down a tree, and they walk across it, and then fucking Donkey's walking off it, and then this fucking donkey just gets slung across the fucking globe while they're walking over the tree. He just whoosh. He's like,
Also,
whoa.
the fact that they inflate two random animals to make balloons for each other.
That was also hilarious that they did that. And then what makes that scene even better, or what makes the movie entirely better, is the fact that they like they do some of like the tropes that like other princess movies do, where it's like oh, she sings, but whenever she sings, she fucking pops a bird and kills it, and then like,
And
oh,
kills their
Or like
birds'
Fiona
babies.
giving him food, but the food is a spider web with flies wrapped up to look like cotton candy.
yeah, or
Oh, Roxy, you said cotton candy.
Yes, I did. Get over
and
it.
then or like just even like the whole scene where she like when we first get introduced into her, she's just like, oh, you're not, you know, like you're not how a princess
Didn't
is
slay
supposed to
the
be.
dragon?
Yeah, you didn't say.
It's on my to-do list. Now, come on.
I love whenever fucking she walks away. Shrek's walking the other way, and then Shrek's just like, and she's like, "Where are you going?" He's like, "Well, I have to save my ass." It's like,
I like that she sees him crash into the room and like tries to set up the perfect kiss, and then he just shakes her away.
it's so great, man. again, the comedy in this movie, it's not just like, oh, she's in love with, like, because she's just following, like, how a normal fairy tale will go. But that's what makes it so funny. Because Shrek ain't that.
Well,
Shrek is never that.
yeah, it's because unlike every other fairy tale where like the handsome knight saves the beautiful princess or the beautiful princess lifts the curse and turns the prince back into his handsome human self, Shrek makes Fiona a monster. I'm
Yeah, and then, like, even even just the whole, well, even just, like, the monster thing, it's like, oh, you're a monster. But, like, Fiona doesn't even,
And
like,
she's like, I'm supposed to be beautiful.
yeah, it's like, well, you
You're
already are.
beautiful.
Yeah, it's like, you already are. Or here's even, like,
yeah, plus once again, you're hotter as an ogre anyway, so just stay like this.
she looks like an, honestly, okay, hold on. Weird side tangent. She kind of looks like a character from the movie Epic. A weird call out, but she looks like an
Yeah,
extra from
yeah,
Epic.
no, I
I guess
completely
because of
agree.
how, like, more, what's the right word choice? Plain?
Basic.
Basic.
And I love how this movie just does such a good job with that. Like, it's not, oh, well, I'm living in a fairy tale land. I mean, they are, but, like, it's still, like, grounded. Like, and I like that. I like that they made it still a grounded world, but it's still silly. Like, these characters feel grounded, and
Oh, yeah,
Fiona is definitely one of them. Oh, sorry.
Can
go
we
ahead.
talk about the fact that Robin Hood shows up for like a minute just so Fiona could beat the shit out of him?
Yeah. I love the accordion
Yeah.
player. He's still playing the accordion, then he gets his fucking ass kicked. That's just, yeah, because I can't, like, I remember what you're talking about, but I completely forgot that was in the movie. Because, like, I mean, it is just, like, just kind of
Well, he
there.
shows up to their wedding, so clearly they forgave him.
Obviously, yeah. You get a pass. Oh, and
You tried to murder us, but also you're funny, so
yeah, you can join in. He's like, yeah, you can come to our wedding, I guess. And then, like, I don't know what else to say about Fiona other than great character. Like, I'm glad that she's in this movie. She doesn't do like a whole lot, but what she does do is good. And I even love, again, like, I mean, the scene where Shrek is like, where she's like, oh, I'm supposed to be a monster, or I'm supposed to be beautiful, and then Shrek's like, you already are, and it's like that's sweet. I really like that.
I like that he doesn't even say "you are" to me. He just says "you are."
Yeah, instead of just like, oh, yeah. And also, I think like a lot of people could have taken that Shrek already knew that Fiona was a not a monster, an ogre, because when she sees Shrek, she isn't immediately scared. She's just like, "Oh, you're an ogre." It's like, yeah, but your real prince is here, and she's like,
Well,
oh, okay.
she's like, "Uh oh, what does this mean for me?"
Oh, were you expecting Prince Charming?
Yeah. You're Prince.
Apparently, specifically Prince Charming.
Exactly.
Apparently she was. Or at least her parents were.
Hmm. Yeah. Oh my god, her parents in that movie. Oh my god. I
Dude,
can't.
Shrek 2 is one of the greatest sequels of all time, and we need to talk about it.
We
at some
will.
point.
We will. That will be an episode we will do. It won't be episode like 4 or anything, because we might announce. I might bring up episode 4 and what we'll talk about. Episode 5, I know what we're talking about, but episode 4, I don't really know yet.
So what are we talking about for episode 5?
We'll save it for the end. Stick around, viewers. You want to know what's going to be happening?
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
To the very end to see what the gang is talking about next week.
Yeah, exactly. Stay tuned.
I just wonder what Scooby and the gang are up to. This guy's 1-6 son of a bitch.
What's that from?
That's from Family
Family
Guy.
Guy.
Oh.
Because it's just so out of nowhere. So out of nowhere. It's like, it's like, yeah, Scoob, this guy is 1-6 son of a bitch. All right, well, I think we've been stalling of the big ogre man long enough. Roxy, and then Sirsplaysalot, then me. What do you think of Shrek? Like, as a character in this movie?
He's fucking hot.
Okay. Great start. What else you gotta say?
Uh,
Good answer.
okay, so I think it's kind of funny because Shrek, like Shrek's character arc is like he's opening up to be able to accept other people, but like, and that's good because he doesn't really, other than the fact that he's opening up, he doesn't really change as a character.
Mm-mm.
So it's not like the movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like they don't.
Which I think is good. I think it's good that the movie didn't force him to become a different person.
Yeah, I like that they did that too because instead of just honestly, I'm kind of glad this movie didn't. Oh, hold on. Sirsplaysalot, you go ahead. I keep forgetting. You're next. You talk
Yeah,
next, not me. My bad.
wait, no, continue.
I was just saying,
Uh,
I do feel bad doing that. Cause I'm always like, oh, let me talk. Wait a minute. But yeah, I just like how in this movie they didn't just like he didn't just go through like a change. He starts off as a grumpy, kind of bitter old man in the sense, but then at the end he turns into like a, he has some people he cares about, and then he gets married. Like
He's still like that, but he's okay with that.
mm-hmm. All right, Sir Plays you go right ahead.
Or sorry, he knows that other people are okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
Shrek 2 is where he becomes okay with it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
misspoke.
yeah. Floor's yours.
I'm trying to think of something to add.
You can just say what you like about Shrek.
He's an all-star.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you were gonna also say he's hot.
That would have been funny.
No,
Just out of nowhere.
I'm straight. Also, yeah, I like his character arc. His voice acting is definitely great.
Mm-hmm.
I've been quoting him in that voice throughout this entire podcast for a reason.
All right. Anything else you want to add, or am I safe to go on?
Yeah, I think we're safe.
Okay.
What's the next topic?
Oh no, I was going to say what I thought about Shrek because I do have something I want to add. I love how in the
Okay.
I love how in the beginning of the movie, Shrek literally is in the bathroom and then he's reading off the story and he's like, "Ah, what a load of bullshit!" Like, and he wipes his ass.
Yeah, he literally wipes his
It really
ass
wipes
with
his
a,
ass
with a
on
typical
fairy
Disney
tales.
story.
Yeah, and
This movie in a nutshell.
I love it. I mean, I just love that
Just
opening.
conceptually.
Yeah. And I also, like, the opening, like, other than that, I didn't really care for. But, like, Shrek overall throughout this movie, he's funny, he's enjoyable, he's Shrek. I mean, like, I don't think we really could say anything else that nobody else has said about him. I mean, that's why he's such a meme. That's why they referenced him in the, that's why they referenced all the memes in the fucking teaser for Shrek.
Which hopefully is just a trailer thing and not something you do in the movie itself.
I hope so.
Well, remember, guys, Shrek Forever After started off with him also not being thought of seriously and as a meme. So,
I would hope that they would, at the very least, tone it down a bit, I guess is the right word. Because I would rather them kind of, like, I mean, they don't have to take Shrek super ultra seriously, but, like, I don't want it to be, like, what's the word?
A full meme fest?
Yeah, I don't want it to be like, hey guys, we've seen the memes. We're hip with the kids. We can get down. Like, I mean, I don't want to see that. I want to see Shrek be Shrek. I don't want to see.
how do you do, fellow kids?
Basically, I don't want that. I want this movie to be like whatever Shrek 5 will be to be good. But yeah. All right. So Shrek. Yeah, Shrek is just great. And I don't think I have anything else to say about him either. I mean, like, the whole internet talks about Shrek because Shrek is so lovable and memeable and goofy. Like, he's all those things, but he's also an endearing character. Oh, what's that?
Do you know about the thing where a politician, like, went on a rant about Shrek Twinkies?
Shrek. Wait, hold on.
No, it's real.
Don't
It's real.
worry.
But like he makes a good point. He's like, hey, they're just using a character children like to market junk food to children. This shouldn't be okay.
I mean, hold on. Tom Harlan on Shrek. Tom Holland versus his disdain for Shrek Twinkie. I guess that makes sense.
Tom Holland?
No, not Tom Holland. No, Tom Harkin.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, no, that's fucking hilarious. Anyways, I guess should we talk about how we feel about the soundtrack? Because I feel like the soundtrack's pretty important.
Oh yes.
The soundtrack is incredible. They chose perfect.
Yeah.
It chose
they did
perfect songs, which is funny because I don't know if you know this, but originally they were going to have a original song at the beginning and All Star. They put in All Star as a placeholder, but the test audiences love it that much they decided to use that instead.
That's.
Well, I'm glad because All Star basically symbol. The introduction of Shrek is it's genuinely one of the best tone setters I've ever seen for a movie.
Yeah, especially because it's supposed to be every Disney movie starts off with an original score or whatever, and then this one just goes, "Hey now, you're an all-star." It's like
you're an all-star. Yeah, game on, go
funny thing. I knew of Smash Mouth before All Star became a big thing, or even before I watched Shrek, and I remembered I heard All Star and I went, "Oh my god, they should put this in a movie. That'd be cool." But I don't know what it'd be used for. And then I watched Shrek a couple weeks or so later. A little bit later down the line, I watched Shrek. It wasn't a couple weeks or anything like that. But you know what I mean. But yeah, no, the soundtrack's good. Believer at the end was nice. It definitely did.
What I find weird about that is that you know about Shrek the musical, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, for the entire time it has original songs, yet at the end they just play "I'm a Believer," which sounds so out of place compared to everything else. It's like, why?
So
either commit to having original songs or you don't for your musical.
Yeah, that's true.
So we have, All Star is the perfect tone setter. Then we have
I'm on my way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was gonna say on the way.
I don't give a damn about reputation.
Because technically Donkey does sing that.
Yeah, I also like how they did use Bad Reputation for the fight. It just worked really well. I don't know what song they used for the montage. But it was
Which montage?
I'm on my way.
I'm on my way.
I like that. Obviously, I feel like the sound there is original scores in it. And those original scores, when they play, they're good. The beginning of the movie, after All Star and the.
Can we talk about the?
Oh, go ahead.
Can we talk about the perfection that is My Beloved Monster and Me?
Mm-hmm. What about?
That's the one with the Fiona and Shrek montage, right?
That is perfect.
Yeah, because it really is that to them at least, or to Fiona. I guess anything else with the soundtrack relating? Soundtrack's really good.
Let's see. I've been listening to a lot lately. I think the song I've listened to the most was actually "Stay Home," which plays during the credits. Even the songs they don't play during the movie itself are really good. Let's see, "Best Years of Our Life," "Stay Home." Actually, those are the only two I remember.
So I'm guessing we all. It's weird because this movie is actually really well paced. It's only an hour and 30 minutes long, but it feels well paced.
Yeah, the pacing is also great.
The only time it wastes is the 30-second scene of Lord Farquaad, but once again, it's only 30 seconds and it's funny, so who the fuck cares?
Yeah, it really is just showing that Lord Farquaad is just kind of waiting. And it's it is showing that it's a progression of the day, and we're seeing Lord Farquaad basically was just laying in bed watching the magic mirror, which I bet is very uncomfy for the magic mirror.
Just the magic mirror is literally his self. That's the equivalent of your computer being alive while you look at furry porn.
Yeah, exactly. It literally is. It literally would be that. It's just the computer's just oh god. I don't want to
Oh
look it
God, not
up.
this
It's
shit
like,
again. Why
Um,
couldn't I have been a television instead?
why couldn't? It's like the television's like, he does the same to me, pal. He does the same to me. It's like, ow. But yeah, no, I mean, like the tertiary characters, like the gingerbread man. I like the gingerbread man, even though he's only in there for a little bit.
He does the same to me. Wait, he watches porn on the TV? No, he watches Family Guy.
No, it's even worse. Um, should we talk about? Should we talk about the? Man, I don't know what else we can talk about with Shrek. Like, I mean,
Hey,
I guess.
let me pull up my review since
Yeah, go right ahead.
on Letterboxd.
I'll try to think if I have anything else to say.
That's the
But we can talk about the
We did the
impact it had
music.
on animation.
I mean, yeah, if you want to, that's fine with me.
We did the humor, characters. We did a bit of the thematic message, story, the middle finger to Disney. Yeah, I think we've pretty much talked about it all.
All right. Well, we can talk
Yeah,
about
in
its
the
impact
animation.
on it.
But I think we should talk about the cultural impact, like what it did to animation.
I mean,
Well, we did briefly talk about that already.
yeah,
It's
but,
not the movie's fault, but like everybody tried to make their own bad copies.
yeah. I mean, Norm of the North was one of them. I can remember off the top of my head.
Shark Tale.
Shark Tale, Chicken Little. Yeah, there's
Hoodwink, but that one's actually a good movie, so who cares?
Hoodwink 2. There we go.
Hoodwinked is great.
Isn't there a Hoodwink 2 that's like really bad?
Yeah, I saw it in
Yes.
theaters with my dad. It sucked.
Do we got? I mean, like really, like it did. It had such a big impact on media that it eventually, like, I think it got added into like the National Film
Film registration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought
And of
that-
course,
Oh.
one of the big ones, it was the first movie to win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature.
that is crazy to think about. That Shrek of all movies did win that. Like it
Well,
And
was.
the other
because-
two
because-
nominations,
You
the
know
other
what's
two
funny?
nominations, if you're curious viewers, were Monsters Inc. and Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius.
Yeah, that was weird.
By the way, absolutely based of the people who made Shrek to say this. But like when they got the award, they literally said that the award only existed so that an animated movie couldn't get the best picture.
Damn.
Which is stupid, but at least we got two other Best Picture animated nominations.
Hmm.
Like
in
once
Toy
again,
Story 3.
absolutely based of them to do that because the Oscars do not like animation.
Hmm. Agree with that.
The only
You know
other
that a
time
lot
we've
of the people who participated in the
animated movie
Oscars,
for Best Picture
you know that,
before
like,
that
they
was
literally
Beauty and
admitted
the
they
Beast.
literally admitted that they don't even like watch the animated movies. They just vote for whatever their children like.
That's
Yeah, they're
so
just like,
stupid.
lol, we didn't actually watch the movies that were nominated. Let's just give the award to Pixar again.
Again and again and
But you see, it's an animated movie, so only my children can judge it because they're children, and they're the target.
see,
on
like
it.
that's like the
Fuck you,
whole.
Oscars.
The Oscars are just the Oscars. Really,
The Oscars can crash and burn.
the Oscars are basically just self-congratulatory sludge, and the only reason why so many people.
Amelia Perez.
God, and before anybody in the
Oh,
comments
God.
ask,
to
we're
woman,
not doing that.
Woman to man.
We are not doing
To
an
woman.
episode
I'm not
on that,
watching-
people.
I'm not watching Amelia Paris. You can't make me.
Yeah, I'm
You
not
can't
watching
make
it.
me.
I'll watch it if I got paid $200,000. So start
And
chipping
if,
in,
I
boys.
ever did watch it, then they'll probably make. If I ever did watch it, then congrats. The Sandy Cheeks movie will be the second worst 2024 film I've seen.
If you ever watch it, congrats. I threaten to murder your entire family
God.
if you didn't do it.
Jeez. Just immediately threaten our audience. By episode 3, I mean, hey, I guess a world record. I mean, who knows? Yeah, I guess there's nothing else we can really talk about
Yeah.
Shrek. Actually, no, I do want to bring this up. Hopes.
Oh, hottest Shrek character.
Oh, easily the dragon. Anyways. Sorry.
Okay, if we're counting the Puss in Boots spin-off movies, then Death. But out of the ones in Shrek itself, Dragon.
I want you to agree with me. Okay. I was going to ask you guys this. Since we are going to be, since Shrek is coming out, or Shrek 5 is coming out in 2026, we got a while until, um, we got a while until we got to watch all the Shrek movies. I want to ask, what are your guys' hopes for Shrek 5? But I think
It's good.
do you guys want to do an like I don't know if we would have enough for a full episode, but do you think we should do like a mini episode going over Shrek 5 and what we want of it? Like, would you guys be willing to do that? Just a mini
I think
episode.
we can just
Probably.
talk about it.
What'd you say, Roxy?
I think we can just talk about it now.
If you want, I don't care. Like, we can just kind of
So
do it right now. Go ahead.
Well, I mean,
Well,
okay. So
I don't know if I
my
can.
thoughts on
We have
Shrek.
no idea what the plot is even going to be.
We could just talk
I
about
can't
the.
make predictions.
We could just talk about. We could
I
just talk
did,
about
however.
the teaser. We could just talk about the teaser real quick.
I have thought about it though. Ever since I learned that Shrek 5 is being made, I thought about what the potential things they could do is, and I do think that making the triplets older is the best thing they can do. Now, I don't know exactly what they're going to do with that, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good movie,
Yeah.
but generally my thought is going to be that Shrek is going to have to learn to let go. And like that's something he hasn't had to learn yet, you know, and it doesn't contradict anything he's learned before.
Mm-hmm. Sirsplaysalot, do you have anything you want to say, or do you want to hold off for a while? If you do, if you want to wait,
Hold off until we get like a basic plot synopsis. I'm going to hold off on predictions.
I'm just going to say this: I'm hoping that this movie is not bad. There's been a lot of movies that have 5 in the name, or it's like the 5th installment that sucked ass, and I think we can all look over at we can look at Indiana Jones 5 and go, oh yeah, you were bad. Jurassic Park 5, wasn't that the worst Jurassic Park
Jurassic
movie?
Park 5 is a fucking masterpiece. I don't know what you're talking about. Like having to like the whole plot about dinosaur auction is genius. I don't know what you're
That's
talking
so
about.
stupid. I forgot that was the fucking plot. They were auctioning off fucking dinosaurs. Like,
You know what's even stupider?
letting
I'm
them live.
alive. I mean, they're alive, like me. I had to.
Yeah, and you know who isn't gonna be? Everybody else now.
Yeah, the fact that they fucking let the dinosaurs go at the end of that movie. God, it's so stupid.
They didn't stop her from doing so. Like they could have so
By
easily
the
stopped
how
her from
long is
pushing
it
that
going to
button.
take for Ian Malcolm to be listened to? Also, we should probably get back to Shrek.
Okay,
Yeah, but
actually,
back to
We
Shrek.
can do a Jurassic Park episode next, or what?
well, we could do that. We could do it. We could do it at one
You already
point.
said you had number 4 planned.
Yep, I do have number 4 and 5 planned, and I'll tell you guys that at the end of this episode because I do want to say, what do you guys think is going to do better at the box office? Do you think Toy Story 5 or do you think Shrek 5? Just purely based on nothing. Just thinking, which one do you think is going to do better?
I think Shrek 5. I think Shrek. I mean, I know the movies aren't competing, but here's the thing: I feel like Shrek. While Toy Story is a more beloved franchise by most people, I feel like Shrek is a more, I guess, recognizable one.
More memeable, definitely.
Yeah, especially since with how people view the last entries, like
But
a lot of people like Shrek 4 now, and a lot of more people are waking up to how awful Toy Story 4 is.
and even just Lightyear.
Yeah, Lightyear.
Lightyear was really horribly received. Honestly, we should do an episode on Toy Story 1. I would be down for that, but that's not episode 4.
We should do it
Okay, okay. If you
later
could
on,
only
since
smash,
like this
if you
movie's
could
turning
only
20
smash
this
one
year.
toy from Toy Story, who would you choose?
Wait, hold on. What'd you say? Sir plays a lot.
And this movie, yeah, Toy Story 1 is turning 20 this year. No, 30. Not 20, 30
Damn.
this year. So yeah, we could. And maybe we'll have a special guest.
You know what?
Oh my god,
You
we're gonna
say
get
that.
Mr. Enter?
He did release a Toy Story 4 video recently, and I did watch it, and it was just basically a more watered down version of Trevor's, in my opinion. Anyways, I could ask him, but I don't know how willing he would be to be in this episode.
Oh, I was going to ask Trevor, not Rockstar, but either works.
No. I was gonna ask Trevor, but anyways, I guess my prediction is Toy Story 5 has a really good chance at fucking smashing Toy Story into the ground, or probably rising up the spike a little bit, but I don't know. Toy Story 5 already is kind of having a mixed signal to a lot of people, while Shrek 5 is also having mixed signals with the art style being debated and the meme.
Yeah, we know more about Toy Story 5, but I'm less excited of it because of what we know.
Yeah, I mean, we know the plot.
The whole screen's bad thing and the Buzz Army.
Mm-hmm. And with Shrek 5, all we know is that Zendaya is going to be in it as well. So, like, we don't know what it's going to be about. Like, it's just a teaser. It's like, honestly, it's kind of like how...
It was the casting announcement.
Honestly, it's kind of like how they tease Breath of the Wild 2 at the time. Or no, when they first teased Breath of the Wild, we didn't even have a name, and we didn't even know what the plot was going to be about for Breath of the Wild when it was first announced. So it's kind of hard to judge whether or not it's going to be good or not. So, anyways, I think we can wrap it up now. Oh, you can go ahead, Roxy.
Oh, sorry.
Go right ahead.
Yet somehow I have more faith in Shrek 5 than I do in Toy Story 5.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing, Shrek. Here's the thing, Toy Story 4 didn't it still did well, and it won the best animated feature of that year.
I am so not looking forward to rewatching
Shrek
that.
Has had a movie before. Shrek has had a movie before that was hated by everybody.
Yeah, and that was Shrek 4. Yeah, which was weird that was
Shrek the Third.
Well, Shrek the Third was bad, but like Shrek Forever After. But I think also we got to take into consideration that Puss in Boots and The Last Wish was like really well received, and Lightyear
it went beyond everyone's
so
expectations.
Here's the thing: Shrek as a franchise has had a movie that is universally despised.
But so does Toy Story, Lightyear.
People. A lot of people like Toy Story 4.
No, I was saying Lightyear because like a lot of people because if we're gonna include like spin-offs, a lot of people hated Lightyear. Even before like Toy Story 4 started getting its mass hatred, Buzz Lightyear did horrible in the box office. Like it was like Pixar's worst performing movie compared to Elemental, Luca, Turning Red, and what was the other movie that came out? Fuck.
The Good Dinosaur?
No. Like, it was in, like, the 2020
Soul.
era. No, it wasn't Soul. It was in the 2020 era. That was 2018, wasn't it? Soul?
No, Soul was 2020.
Oh. Well, then Soul.
Soul came out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, but, like, no, because they put Turning Red and Luca in theaters, and they did fine for the time. And then...
Or are you talking about Onward?
Strange World. That's what it was.
That's not a Pixar movie.
Oh wait,
that's not a Pixar movie.
Wait, what? Oh my god. Yeah, that's just a Disney movie. That fucking movie's so bland and forgettable. Like it looks like. Anyway, sorry, we're not talking about.
Wait, that was Disney. I thought Illumination made that one.
What, Strange World? Oh god, that's pretty bad. I mean, that's pretty bad. Oh, I guess we're probably also getting Despicable Me 5 at one point. God, could you imagine if Despicable Me 5 was like announced like a couple days from now, and it was like, oh, 2026.
Did anybody like Despicable Me 4? Like,
it was?
I didn't even bother seeing it.
I don't know. I don't know the wide consensus of Despicable Me 4.
Other than me, because I was other than me because I'm a dumbass and I was just looking for something fun to watch.
Was it good?
No, it was terrible. But,
I just love the no. God, man, when can Illumination?
Liking a movie and thinking it's good aren't the same thing.
Man, okay, well, we gotta end this episode at some point. I don't want to be as long as the actual Shrek movie.
Yeah, so,
when was the last time we even talked about Shrek?
Like 5 minutes ago, or something like that.
Anyways, so Caroline, tell us, what is the gang going to talk about next week?
next week on the podcast, I decided.
Hey, Caroline, what are we going to watch next week?
I was preparing for this. Next week on the podcast, we will be talking about Crash Bandicoot 1.
Yo!
Yep.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised you even let us do that. I mean, I obviously wanted it, but I'm surprised you're going to allow us to do it at least this early on.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep. Crash Bandicoot.
And then are we gonna do? Are we gonna talk about Crash 2 after the Crash? Sorry, are we gonna talk about Crash 2 after the Shrek 2 video, and then Crash
start going down the line?
Video?
And
then Crash 4 after the Shrek 4 video.
What is number 5 though?
Oh, I guess that is true. Episode 5. I'll tell you about episode 5, but we all did play Crash Bandicoot 1, haven't we?
I played a little bit, not much.
Okay.
You should at least finish the game. It's not that long.
Yeah, I would say we won't.
Yeah.
We might do episodes. We might do that episode a little out of order, but like we'll make sure that it uploads like corresponding with this. But episode 5 is going to be our 5th episode, our big number 5. I'm going to say this to you guys now. We will be doing our top 10 favorite video games list.
Ooh.
Oh, hey Caroline.
Yeah.
For the Crash Bandicoot thumbnail, can you just can you make it so that it's just you and Sirsplaysalot next to each other, and then the frame you use on the right is like at the end where Tana kisses Crash, but like put my head over on her on top of hers.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, episode 4 will be the Crash Bandicoot episode where we will talk about Crash Bandicoot 1. We can talk about the Insane Trilogy version, which will be the version I will be using footage of. And then
yeah, that's the version I've played. Because here's the thing, because I don't like know how to emulate games, and I don't really want to do anything illegal.
I don't think I can emulate on my laptop.
But in addition to that, apparently, like, the original Crash 1 has some really baffling features, like how you save the game and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the fact that you need to do in that for the gems, you can't die a single time.
Yep, that's true. And then episode 5, all 3 of us will bring in our top 10 best video games list. We'll go over why we like the game. And I will say we do have a rule for this one. No repeat, no double dipping entries. So like, you can't put New Super Mario Bros. Wii next to Super Mario Bros. Wonder. You can't put Super Mario Galaxy along with Super Mario Bros. 2. You can't do that. Like that's a rule. I am going to firmly put that stake in the ground. But you can have like a Mario Kart and a Mario Bros. Game. You know, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah. They can be from the same franchise, but not the same series in that franchise.
And that will be our 5th episode on the podcast. Episodes 6, 7, 8, and 9, and 10 are roughly planned out, but I'm not going to give out an entire MCU.
Suggestion?
Oh no, I will let you, like, obviously you guys will have suggestions, and I will listen, and I'll put those on a list because like they're just roughly planned out. Like I have like an idea, but I'm trying to also make sure that we don't do like 3 games in a row and 4.
One could say you have a little list.
I have a little list, but like obviously
I've got a little list.
And
there's the white kid in the baggy clothes who's talking like he's black.
Mm-hmm. And then we got also one other thing. I have asked someone to be a guest. They have not confirmed nor denied they would do it, but I will keep you guys posted on it. But that will be it for this episode of the Vulture Culture podcast.
I forgot we were even talking about Shrek in this episode.
Final ranking on Shrek. What would you guys rate it out of 10? Roxy, we'll start with you.
10 out of 10.
Okay, Sirsplaysalot.
9 out of 10.
Damn. Mine is a 8 out of 10. Perfect. Perfect scores, guys.
You were all heretics, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Roxy, where can the lovely people at home find you?
On my YouTube channel, which I'm assuming you're gonna put a link in the description.
Yep, they always have a link in the description, along with your Blue Sky and Discord server.
Oh, yeah.
Sirsplaysalot, where can they find you?
Find me in my DeviantArt letterbox in my Discord server.
Oh, nice. I didn't know you had a Discord server. You might need to send me a link for that one. I'll put that in the link as well. And, of course, for you all out there, you guys can find me on Evil Spirit Gaming. That's where I'm the most active. Obviously, I have other channels. They will all be linked down below. I have a blue box. I got a Blue Sky, Letterbox, TikTok, and Reddit. Don't have an X because fuck X's. Thank you all for listening.
I just want to point out, I got 3 mimics on the same floor in Enter the Gungeon right now.
Well, thank you all for listening.
How the fuck does that happen?
I don't know. But thank you all for listening, or watching, or whatever you do. Well, I hope that you're not doing anything sus among us. Anyways, thank you all for watching, listening, whatever you do. And see you guys in the next episode of the Vulture Culture Podcast. Also, we are uploading every Friday. If I don't see you there on Friday, I'm going to smack your ass with a fucking paddle. Bye, guys!
Wait, okay, good thing I haven't watched the videos yet then.